Alrighty, everybody. Today's the day I'm going to put the dwarfs that I've got right here into my hay bales. So I just wanted to show you what I was doing. So they're called ink spot mushrooms or ink mushrooms, and that's because like they'll stain. You see, I guess they used to use them like as ink or something. I don't know the exact story behind them, but hay bales will do this. They'll sprout up all these little mushrooms. They started doing this about a week and a half ago, and yesterday we got a ton of rain. And as you can see, there's not very many more popping up in the bales. Sorry about the mess. I'm working on it. But I just wanted to get these in here because everything is so nice and moist. So I'm trying to do some planting this morning before it warms up. I think the sun's supposed to come out. But here's what I'm doing. I've got this weed tool because I can't find any of my shovels. I've got 3 shovels and I have no idea where any of them are. But I'm just taking it, and this is so broken down so well right now. Let me show. I'll do it with this one here. That I can just kind of go in, make a spot, pull it apart a little bit, and I go down pretty deep, and then I'm shoving a whole bunch of, this was mushroom compost that I put on the top just to kind of help break it down. And I've got buckets of it that I brought from Materville because I'm out of it here, but this is mushroom compost that's nice and broken down. And then I'm really shoving a bunch of that down into the bottom of the hole before I put the plant in there. And I'll probably, even once these get planted, pile up some more mushroom compost around them, and then actually take wood chips and pile the wood chips up around them and around the base of them as well, once I have this all cleaned up, just to kind of retain as much moisture in this area that I can. So I'll do this stuff and then I'll get back to you and show you what it all looks like. And I still need to, I am going to go around with some really tight wire. I just haven't got around to it, like metal wire, and tighten the bales tighter. As well as I'm gonna put stakes up behind them, which I haven't done. One thing at a time, it will get done. And I'll show the process as I go.
So on this day, it is actually Mother's Day, and my daughter was home and decided to hang out with me for a bit, and so she's helping me tie up the bales. As you can see, I'm like squishing them together while she ties them, so I'm trying to make them as tight as I can, and you can see I condensed it quite a bit. And we did this twice around each bale. So these straw bales had already broken down quite a bit, and the twine that was already around them was already pretty loose. And what I heard was that the twine can actually break down or fall off, and then the hay bales just kind of fall apart, and then your plants are just kind of sitting in air, which of course will then kill them. So it's a good idea to try to use something that won't break down, and I might have to redo this again in a month or so just to make sure that the plants, that the soil and the straw is tight around the roots.
Okay, so this is the finished bale. So I just showed how my daughter was helping me. I didn't record doing the top, but we did the the bottom, down at the bottom bed, but we used that twine. This is a like nylon string, and tied them up nice and tight. They are super tight now, but I'm mulching, so this is them all done. I've got basils and some, and then down here I put basils and a pepper. Yeah, so we've got a Peter pepper, and then we've also got the black pearl, which is an F1 hybrid. Look, this one's already got flowers. I've got some really pretty basils, but I kind of compacted a bunch of the mushroom compost after I had the holes all filled in. Then I just kind of made like a flatter surface by compacting the compost, and now I'm going to top it with wood chips. So there it is.
So like I said, my daughter decided to help me on this day, so I'm just kind of teaching her my method and what I'm doing, and so that she can follow along and do the same.
Happy Mother's Day. I love you. It's
find out. Pinch off the lower leaves.
That's bigger than you handed me. I don't know what you said here.
Lovely those look. Then do the same deal. Pack a bunch of this, a bunch of that.
Like around, on top and around? Or?
Yep. And shove it down in onto the side.
So I was just kind of helping her get started with the first bale, just kind of showing her my process and where I was kind of placing things. And then I let her do the next 2 bales all on her own.
I mean, what do we think about that?
I think that looks
Any
pretty
more
good.
on that side? Or?
Put just a tad bit more on this side. Oh, I got it. It stood up straight. But go ahead, put it on that side there. Let me just...
What about here?
Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's see. I'm going to take my finger and just make sure it's in there nicely.
Is this one good?
Uh-huh. Yep.
Okay.
And good.
Did I do that one? Did you
Nope,
do that one?
you didn't do that one. I just put it in a hole.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Look at you. You just a planting tomato full. Shove it in there. Make sure you get that
Yeah, a little
luscious.
This is a mushroom.
Mm-hmm.
And this one has rock. Whatever that one is.
And I've already piled the
Alright,
wood
that
chips
one's
up
ready
around
for
it.
A planty plant.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Do you want to do the honors of the plant?
Okay.
All right, I'll show you what to do. So, well, that one already come off of there. Wait,
Okay.
usually you take off the bottom leaves because you want to try to bury the stem as
This
deep as
thing?
you can. Yep.
Break it?
I just take my nail and just push your nail into it like that.
This one?
No, that one's pretty good. We'll leave
Okay.
it because the more leaves you take, the less photosynthesizing it can do.
Okay, now what?
But, I mean, if you were going to bury it, if you had a hole deep enough, you could take that off and then bury it up to here. Because you see all the hair?
Yeah.
Those are roots.
Mm.
So, then, what you do is you squish the cup on all sides. Squish it here. Squish it there. Put your finger around it. Flip it over. Yep. And then drop her in the hole.
Oops. Oh.
Get out of the way, fence. I'll fix that
Oh,
fence.
did I ruin him? I don't know if I was rough.
No, he's fine. Good job. Good job. So we'll just continue to fill the holes with dirt.
Don't forget your label.
I put it up above this first leaf
Okay.
so I don't end up.
Okay, there she is.
Perfect.
Yeah, for the dirt.
Doing a great job, babe. I bet you'll be down here checking these every day for fruits, huh?
Maybe.
Yeah, she's like, I had my hand in this. And then you'll get obsessed. This one's called Big Green Dwarf. I think it's green tomatoes. So then I'm going to come back down and I'm going to put wood chips all across the top. Because the one complaint a lot of people have about these is they dry out really easily. But this is like super duper shaded too. So I'm kind of wondering how well these will grow anyways. Hopefully it'll be decent enough, but I don't know. Because you know things like sun, and this is pretty shaded. Alright, I'm going to finish up this video by telling you what all is actually in the hay bales, mostly for reference for me. So I'm gonna go from top to bottom here. We have dwarf Saucy Mary, and then I believe this is Zanzibar basil. I know it is, that's Zanzibar. And then we have Noah's Stripes dwarf. We have Nemu variegated, and then, oh, I can't remember what this basil is. We have dwarf Arctic Rose. Third one is Brandy Fred dwarf, and more of that basil, it's just not freckled. Devil's Garden dwarf. Then we have, this is for this right here, the peppers in the middle. This is Black Pearl, and then, well, this is a pepper, this is basil. Purple Heartthrob and Dwarf Awesome. And then the last one we have Peter Pepper right there. Again, some basil behind it. And this one is Dwarf Sweet Scarlet and Jasmine Yellow. So that's what we got going on in here. Okay, we'll go to the bottom and I'll tell you what's in those hay bales. Okay, so down at the bottom I have these hay bales placed in two different areas. I have 4 over here where it gets pretty shaded by all the trees. I'm not quite sure how many hours of sun this gets and how well these will do, but my sweet potato slips that I grew a couple years back did excellently. So they obviously had enough sun, so I'm hoping that these tomatoes do too. They will get separate stakes behind them. I just haven't gotten around to doing that. If I don't have this video edited and put up by then, I will show a clip or a little picture of them staked. But yeah, the sweet potato slips, those are sweet potato slips in the back there. I only had enough for a little corner. But I had filled the bed with sweet potato slips that year, and this entire area was just covered with foliage. But, so starting over here, these are the 3 that my daughter planted today with me. We planted, oh, see, I've already forgotten what this pepper is and I don't see a tag. Oh darn. Green pineapple. Okay, and so that's an indeterminate. I wanted to see how some indeterminates do. And then Antho Striped Dwarf. And then there's a little pepper right there, but I don't see the tag, so oh well. I feel like it's, I'll put the name of it up because I think I know what it is. I only planted a couple peppers down here, so. This is Big Green Dwarf tomato, and then Soul Patch Dwarf. And then again, this pepper, because I have the container right here. Yes, Salatiga Orange VR. Then the last one that she planted has some basils on the outer side, and another indeterminate tomato, Cazula 222. And then I planted this one. This has lipstick on this side. Is this another lipstick? Another lipstick here. I think that's lipstick. And then Indigo Queen in the middle, so it's an indeterminate. I wanted to see how an indeterminate would do in the bales. And then there's 2 bales over here. So this bale, which is just like a big pile of, is very broken down, has been sitting in the rain since fall of last year when my neighbors gave it to me. I think it was a little after Thanksgiving. And then the rest of the bales I bought 2 months ago, I think. Maybe not quite 2 months, but I've been treating them with the nitrogen for about, I think it was 6 weeks. Every Sunday I would come down and pour a bottle of fertilizer that was really, really high in nitrogen on these, and it broke them down beautifully. Mushrooms started popping up 5 weeks, 6 weeks in, and I let them continue to pop up a couple more weeks. And this one had mushrooms in it a very long time ago, so it is quite broken down. I did my best to try to tie it up. This one has some strawberry blonde calendula, and then the tomato that's in it is shadow boxing dwarf. And then this bale has Sonora zinnias in the middle. And this tomato is dwarf Willipina. And then the other one over here is dwarf furry bumblebee. And look, oh my gosh, it's so soft. It's like velvet. So cool. So those are my hay bales. I will update you in garden tours how everything's doing. So stay tuned, subscribe, like this video if it was helpful to you. But I really would like to inspire people to maybe start hay bale gardening. This is actually my first year. I think it's going to be very successful. So thumbs up to hay bale gardening.